The last commute, the 11:15 to Ashford, was always late, but tonight it felt cursed. Rain lashed the grimy platform windows, and Mark huddled deeper into his coat, the fluorescent lights humming a sickly tune overhead. When the train finally groaned to a halt, its usual silver carriages looked like bruised steel under the sodium lamps. He boarded the near-empty rear car, sinking into a cold plastic seat with a sigh. Just another Tuesday, just another slog home. Darkness swallowed the world outside the windows almost immediately as the train plunged into the Blackmoor Tunnel. This stretch under the old hills was notoriously long, 7 minutes of oppressive gloom where phone signals died and the air grew thick with the smell of damp concrete and ozone. Mark pulled out his book, but the weak overhead light flickered erratically. Then it died completely, absolute, suffocating blackness, not just the absence of light, but a tangible presence pressing in. The rhythmic clatter of the wheels on the tracks seemed louder, harsher. Mark fumbled for his phone. Its glow was pitiful, illuminating only his own white-knuckled hand and the ghostly reflection of his wide eyes in the window beyond the glass. Nothing, an abyss. He heard a sound, not the train, but within the car. A soft, wet shuffling, like something heavy dragging itself over the linoleum floor. Then a low, guttural inhalation, impossibly close. Ice water flooded Mark's veins. He wasn't alone. Hello. His voice cracked, swallowed instantly by the dark. The shuffling stopped. Silence. Thick, expectant. Then a faint tap, tap, tap on the window beside him. Not from outside, from inside the glass. His phone light jerked towards the sound. For a split second, he saw it, a greasy, distorted smudge on the pane, like a massive, malformed fingerprint pressed from the other side of the glass. The tunnel sighed. It vanished as quickly as it appeared. Panic ignited. He lurched down the aisle towards the connecting door, his phone beam bouncing wildly. The darkness seemed to push back, resisting him. The shuffling sound started again. Faster now, keeping pace with him just beyond the edge of his light. He could smell it now, damp earth, decay, and something metallic like old blood. He reached the door, yanking the stiff handle. Locked. He rattled it desperately. Through the small window in the door, he saw the faint emergency lights of the next car, and a figure, a tall, impossibly thin silhouette standing perfectly still in the aisle, facing away. Its head seemed too small, its shoulders hunched at unnatural angles. Relief warred with terror. Another passenger. Hey, Mark banged on the glass. Hey, the door's stuck. Can you open it? The figure didn't move, didn't twitch. Mark banged harder. Please. Slowly, agonizingly slowly, the figure began to turn. It didn't pivot its body. Its head rotated first, a full 180 degrees on a neck that shouldn't bend that way, revealing a face that wasn't a face. Where features should be was only a concave hollow of shadow, deeper than the tunnel itself. A low, vibrating hum emanated from it, setting Mark's teeth on edge and rattling the door in its frame. Mark stumbled back with a choked scream, falling over a seat. His phone skittered away, its light dying as it hit the floor. Utter darkness reclaimed him. The shuffling sound was right beside him now, accompanied by that wet, sucking inhalation. He scrambled backwards on hands and knees, his back hitting the cold metal wall. Then the train whistle blew. It wasn't the familiar, mournful cry signaling the tunnel's end. This was a shriek, raw and agonized, tearing through the car like a physical force. It sounded inside his skull. It went on and on, shredding his nerves. And suddenly, blessedly, light, faint gray daylight seeped into the car. They were emerging. Mark gasped, tears streaming down his face. He pushed himself up, looking out the window. Relief turned to ash in his mouth. They weren't emerging into the familiar outskirts of Ashford. They were still deep within the tunnel. The light wasn't daylight, it was a sickly, phosphorescent glow emanating from the dripping concrete walls themselves, revealing the true horror. The tunnel wasn't empty. Things clung to the walls, things that looked like grotesque, elongated insects forged from shadow and wet stone. They skittered, their too many limbs scratching against the concrete. Others hung like desiccated bats, their eyeless heads turning to follow the train. The light pulsed, revealing glimpses of impossible angles in the tunnel structure, like the rock itself was folding inwards. The train wasn't slowing, it was picking up speed, hurtling deeper into this impossible, glowing nightmare. Mark pressed his face against the cold window, his breath fogging the glass. Outside, keeping pace effortlessly with the accelerating train, a shape ran. It was tall, impossibly thin, its limbs moving with a jerky, disjointed gait. It turned its hollow face towards his window, and even without eyes, Mark felt its gaze. It raised one impossibly long, clawed hand and tapped the glass, tap, tap, tap. The whistle shrieked again, not signaling escape, but a descent into the belly of something ancient and ravenous. Mark slid down the wall, burying his face in his hands. The rhythmic clatter of the wheels wasn't on tracks anymore. It was the sound of teeth gnashing in the dark as the train carried him further into the impossible, glowing throat of the tunnel, where the walls breathed and the light was a lie. The last commute wasn't taking him home, it was delivering him.